Dave, it is time for your trivia question about the show that you are on. This is the show. Yeah, you're on the show, Dave. This is your show. Dave, our last episode that we just released.
27.
What was the title of the last episode that we just released, Dave? Remember, this is a show you are on. You're the co-host.
Am I allowed to do a lifeline?
No, Dave, you just answer the question.
I'm going to call this one in.
Dave, you don't know the answer to what was the... Okay, it's Todd
George
Glass.
Washington?
Or it's Todd Glass, okay?
What is the name
of the episode?
Glass straw. For 700 hours.
Okay, the name of the episode is What's the Furthest You Can Pee? That's the name of the episode, Dave. So everybody check us out at unseemlyquestions.com and at Six Unseemly on all social media. Let's get the show started. Welcome to Six Unseemly Questions. I'm your host, Victor Varnado. This is my sidekick, Dave Rosinsky. We've got a great contestant on the show today, everybody. It's Erik Bergstrom. Come on up, Erik.
Woo.
Thank you for being on the show. You're quite the guy.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Hey, Victor. Hey, Dave.
Hey. In the studio audience today, we've got great people, Nick Turner, of course, and Rachel Teichman. Thank you so much, studio audience. You're wonderful. So, Erik.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks. You guys are welcome.
Yeah, we're very happy to have you all here. You're all great people in your own respective ways. Now,
not
Erik,
the traditional ways.
Now, Erik, I am going to tell you the rules of the show and we're going to get started. Here's how the show works. I'm going to ask you 6 unseemly questions. At the end of each question, I'll ring a bell if I like your answer like this. However, if I do not like your answer, I will not ring the bell, and I'll tell you why. Regardless of how many bells you get, at the end of the show, I will decide whether or not your appearance on the show is worth giving you $5 whole.
Whoa.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's do question number 1. Question number 1. What's the most important trait in a lover?
In a lover?
Yes.
I think that repertoire, being able to communicate with them.
Is that the right word? Repertoire? Is it
the right word just communication?
Is it repartee, not repertoire?
Repertoire. I cannot.
Repartee. Repertoire means like a lot of something, like you have a repertoire of books. And repartee is communication.
Repertoire. I like books only. No, I'm going to say communication.
Okay. All right.
Oh, what Dave said.
Yeah, I did say that.
What did you say, Dave?
I just said what he meant by having the ability to communicate is it actually just communication.
I did a terrible job of communicating that.
Okay, well, I'm going to say that this question has become confusing. Also, the repertoire thing was crazy weird. So I'm going to say no bell on the first question.
Oh,
Partay.
I really need this $5.
Well, the bells
We know you do.
The bells actually don't control whether or not you get $5.
Okay.
So you can actually get no bells all the way through and still get $5.
I've seen it happen.
Yes, it's definitely have happened.
Is it possible for multiple contestants to get the $5?
Absolutely. Well, there's only one contestant per show. So usually...
Oh, yeah, take that out.
One contestant. We're definitely going to leave that in. But it's time for question number 2. But before we get to question number 2, can you tell everybody out there what you do?
Oh, I'm an artist and comedian. So I make drawings of little illustrations of little cartoons, and then I'm a stand-up comedian in addition to that.
Was there a time when you said you were a comedian before you said artist?
I said artist before comedian, but I always wanted to do stand-up, but I was deathly shy as a kid, so I never got around to it until I was older.
You mean
was there a time you say, because you say artist and comedian, but you don't say comedian and artist. So was there a time when you used to say comedian and artist?
Oh, no, yeah, maybe before the pandemic when I was doing more comedy.
Wait, what do you mean by when you were a kid that you wanted to do stand up and you were shy? Like you were 8 or 9?
I was like up through college. I was just super afraid. I went and watched open mics in Minneapolis before I moved here, but I started here doing stand up, and I was just deathly afraid of the public speaking.
Why didn't I know you're from Minneapolis? I'm also from Minneapolis.
Yeah, I think we might have talked about it. I think both of our dad. Does your dad live in Mounds View?
Yes.
Yeah, my dad lives in Mounds View also.
Oh, I just forgot the conversation.
That's quite all right.
It is now time for question number 2. Question number 2, how did you become a New Yorker cartoonist?
Let me see. This was maybe about 12 years ago. I had a book come out with Penguin Books of my cartoons. And then it was a goal I always wanted because I used to read cartoons in Playboy magazine. I found a stack of 1960s Playboy magazines and I loved the cartoons. And the only thing I found similar to them ever were the New Yorker cartoons. Flash forward, I had a book come out and then I just had the moxie to ask the editor, the cartoon editor, if I could submit. And then I started submitting there maybe about 10 years ago. And when I started, it was just me and a bunch of like 70 to 80-year-old men. And it's really gotten more creative. I like it.
Yeah, it's I'll tell you some stories offline about how they're trying to diversify the cartoonists.
Yeah, there were no women when I started. So it was I mean, there were titans of cartooning there, like really renowned ones, but I hope they're all well now. I don't know what's going on with that.
I'd say probably 70% are probably passed away.
I would agree.
Yep. All right. So that was a good story. I'm going to give you a bell on that one. There you go. First bell of the show.
What's the most famous New Yorker cartoonist? Can you tell me?
The most famous New York cartoonist?
Charles Adams?
Yeah, actually, that's probably right. Charles Adams.
Charles.
He created the Addams Family as in New Yorker cartoon, so he's super famous.
What a legacy!
Yeah, you know who knows that? New Yorker cartoonists. We know that.
I'm trying to think of. Yeah, good stuff.
It is. It's great. Look up Charles Adams cartoons because it's really just like cartoons of the Addams Family doing things, and they used to be in the New Yorker like these basically horror cartoons in the New Yorker, which just shows you how good he was as a cartoonist.
Phenomenal.
All right. Let's move on to question number 3. Question number 3. Can you guess what name I call you behind your back?
Oh God. I'm gonna say, oh God.
I called you this name right before as you were coming in the Zoom chat.
Let me ask you, Victor. How long have you been calling him this?
Actually, it just started today, but it makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Also, it makes me nervous because Victor can get away with saying way more shit than most people.
That's true.
Yes, as a black person with albinism, people just look the other way. They're like,
I know
you had it hard enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and he wasted it all on farts and poop jokes. That's all he wants to use it for anyway.
No, I don't want to get off the subject though, Eric. Can you guess what name I call you behind your back?
Artistic cracker. I don't know what you call
Artistic.
That is a hilarious name to call you, but that is not it. But since everybody who's part of the show, we have Rachel Teichman and Dave. They actually know the answer. Would you care to guess, Nick, what name I call Eric behind his back?
Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, I'm a nice guy. So I'm gonna go with skinny jeans of death.
Skinny jeans of death.
It's close.
It's close. No, that is incorrect. That is incorrect. And no bell on that question because you couldn't guess. But the answer was Vampire Boy.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. Yep. Fair.
What was your guess again, Eric?
Skinny jeans. No.
Artistic what? Oh, cracker.
Artistic cracker.
That's right. That's right. Artistic cracker. That's good. That's even better.
But what would a vampire order at the Gap? You know, the skinny jeans of death.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, that's true. That really fits. Thank you, Nick.
And you even laugh like Dracula.
Thank you. Or
You're
chocolate.
welcome. I know that's a compliment for you.
I didn't just bring you on this show to call you Dracula. That is not why you're here. You are here to answer unseemly questions. It is time for question number 4.
Sure.
All right. Question number 4. Did you just throw a .com in there, Dave?
Yeah.
Why do you always try to ruin the show? What's that about?
I'm enhancing it.
Mm-hmm.
Enhancing it.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's time for question number 4. Question number 4. What's the worst thing you've ever done for comedy?
I'm not always great at crowd work, and there was one time where I just got angry I just started calling a lady a dead-eyed whore. And
Oh my God.
that was my.
That was one of my guesses for what Victor calls you.
And was that a thing you did on stage?
Yeah, that was a thing I did on stage.
What did she call you? Artistic cracker?
I wish.
You get that a lot?
I don't know. Something does happen like when you're performing and then someone really kind of steps across the line as a audience member heckler, and then you just lose all respect for them as a person, and you just say whatever it is that you think will just make them the angriest, quickest.
Yeah, it's a bit too much. It can lose an audience, but it's I felt it in my heart.
Yeah,
so.
well, it's great if you can say something and at the same time get laughs from the audience by saying something terrible to one person. That's probably like the best version of it.
Yeah.
And how offensive is being called dead-eyed anyway?
I don't think it's very offensive. I don't know.
I would actually say it's very offensive because I think that insults that are unusual like that and very specific about a vibe that a person is giving off, that's something that comedians can do, is like just put the vibe of that person into words that, twist. So I think that it would be super offensive. Like if she had a kind of like a dead look, then she'd be very offended because she knows it's true.
Yeah, dead whore look. That's pretty common.
All right. I'm going to say that is, I'm going to give you a bell on that question because it was an interesting conversation. Although that's not always enough. But in this case, I think it was.
Hooray.
It's time for question number 5. Question number 5. How scared would you be of a chicken attack?
Oh, I just watched a video of a lady get chased by a chicken. It depends on whether or not I was wearing shoes.
Really? If you weren't wearing shoes, would you be more scared?
I'd be terrified if I weren't wearing shoes because that's where they go after, your feet.
But what scenario do you think you would have to be in to be barefoot around chicken outside? Why would you not have your shoes on?
Well, the video I watched, it was a lady without shoes that rattled their cage and then released a bunch of them and then just ran. And the only reason it made sense to me was that she was running was because she didn't have shoes.
So you've actually never seen a chicken attack someone's feet. That's just a fear that you have?
Well, where are they? They're down there.
Yes, they are.
They're not flying up to your face. Can they?
I mean, yes, they do fly up.
Yeah,
I've been attacked by a chicken before. It was terrifying.
In the face?
I was like 6 though, so
chicken in the face, Victor.
It was it got up to my face because I was 6.
You were a little boy, yeah.
And it was on my grandparents' farm.
This is the cutest story.
I haven't spent a lot of time on a farm.
Yeah, I was on the farm. I got attacked, but I was attacked by a chicken. My grandpa's farm was not actually that great. Sometimes it was very terrifying. He would kill pigs by hitting them in the head with a hammer or shooting them in the head. So that was pretty crazy for a 6-year-old to see. But I still, I love him. Maybe. I mean, that seemed to be by what just came out of my mouth.
How big is a hammer?
What? Yeah, he hit him with a hammer. He would kill pigs by hitting them with a hammer.
Like a sludge hammer?
Not like the kind you would just nail a nail in the wall, except he would just go out into the pig pen and start hitting him with a hammer. And if that didn't kill them, then he would take out his gun and shoot them.
Huh. Why not just go straight to the gun?
Because my grandpa was my grandpa. He was just like, he also thought it was funny to sneak up behind me when I would be watching TV and like bang on the floor with the hammer. His hammer is one of his favorite tools, I guess. Like he would just surprise us, like be watching cartoons and he'd come up behind you and be like, bang, 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 bang on the floor with the hammer. And you'd be like, ha! And he'd be like, ha ha.
Can I guess my nickname for your grandpa?
MC Hammer.
That's good. I was going to go with Hammer Hands, but yeah.
Hammer Hands. All right. Well, that was, a lot of emotions in the chicken attack question. So there's going to be a bell for that one. Now it's time for question number 6. This is your final question in the show. Question number 6. How useful would you be in a robot apocalypse?
A robot apocalypse. That's not the usual apocalypse I think of. Useful to humans or to robots? I don't.
That's up to you to decide.
Pick a side.
I've thought about this where I would side. If I had to decide between rich people and robots taking over, I'd probably side with the robots because I've never seen robots not tip as a joke. That's just a thought, but like I don't. I think I'd be pretty useless for both sides. So I will go with the humans because they're the underdogs.
Damn.
So you would go with the humans, but you would be not very useful for the humans.
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm terrible with technology.
I feel like you could fit in with the robots pretty easily.
Oh,
as one of them.
I could be a spy.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to say no bell because if you're not going to be useful during the robot apocalypse, no bell. Seriously.
Yeah, what use are you then?
Yeah, I mean, certainly I'm not going to waste a bell on somebody who's not useful in the robot apocalypse.
Clearly, you have no idea what side you're on.
Why are you so upset with him? Dave, you just be nice to the guest. Thank you.
I am.
All right. So you've answered all 6 of your questions. Thank you very much. That was great. And now it's time to decide
Erik.
whether or not you get $5. But before we do that, will you tell people out there where they can find you?
Oh, yeah. I guess my Instagram is just my name, Erik. Well, you can go to erikbergstrom.com, but then there's other things like Instagram, which is Erik Bergstrom Rad, just my name and then the word rad. So,
You are rad.
You're rad too, Victor. Thank you.
No problem. All right. So let's decide whether Erik gets $5. First, we canvass the room. What do you think, Dave? Should Erik get $5?
Yeah, I mean, you said I wasn't being nice to the guests, so now I guess I have to vote yes to make up for that.
Okay. All right. That's weird. Like your whole decision-making process was about you, not Erik at all, really.
Which one is Erik?
Nick, what do you think? Should Erik get $5?
Yeah, well, I'm looking around this room and I think we need to give this guy $5. For sure. No one's needed $5.
So decisive. That's great.
That's a good point.
What do you think, Rachel? Should Erik get $5?
I'm going to say yes for 2 reasons. The first being I really like his aesthetic. Looking around his room, I'm into the visual appeal. I like his style. I like what he's wearing right now, his hairstyle. And he's a New Yorker cartoonist, so he probably needs it.
We take a swipe at an industry you don't know a lot about.
Thank you. 90% of
nice
comedy
Rachel.
is interior designs.
All right. So, Erik, what do you think? Should you get $5 for appearing on the show?
What if I said no? Yes.
I disagree. No $5 for you, Erik. Thank you for appearing on the show, though. You are a great guest and super entertaining. We just have to wrap up the show here. Dave, what did you learn from this week's show?
We learned about a lot of the New Yorker cartoonist background stuff that nobody knew about, including Rachel, with her wild guess that turned out to be true. We also learned a lot about science and carbon dating sites.
Great answer, Dave. 50% of it, I would say. So everybody out there, please check us out at unseemlyquestions.com, at Six Unseemly on all social media.
Starbane's Audio, a podcast network.